Does it feel like something is missing or unaligned in your current job? So you spend time on job boards trying to find another opportunity, but each time you look at a job, you find yourself struggling because you don't know how to actually tell if you would like this job. Well, in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 3 things you need to clarify to find meaningful work aligned with your purpose. If that sounds like something you're interested in, stick around and be sure to hit the like and subscribe button below. Hi, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'm Dr. Tega Edwin. I'm a career counselor and coach, and I help women who are unhappy at work get clear about who they are so they can find a fulfilling career that allows them to thrive in their zone of genius, live on purpose, and get paid a value-aligned salary. Let's dive in. I honestly don't think anyone sets out to feel miserable every day of their life. I mean, I don't know everyone in the world, but if you're here watching my videos, reading my content, following all that I have to say and share with you, then I know for a fact that you don't want to be miserable in your life and career. If you did, you wouldn't spend all this time listening to what I have to say. And ultimately, your desires are not all that different from the next woman. You want to find a job you don't feel miserable in. You want to do work that feels impactful and allows you to express and experience ambition and growth in your career. In over 7 years of doing this work, this being career development with people at all levels, I'm talking from elementary school age kids to baby boomers. Ask about my career story someday. I've truly worked with people across the lifespan. Sometimes I got to give myself flowers. Your girl got receipts. But back to what I was saying. In over 7 years of doing this work, which has included researching and teaching career development at the graduate level in a large research university and coaching women on this journey for the past few years, I can tell you 2 things for certain. I mean, I could tell you more than 2 things, but for now, 2 things for certain. 1, you absolutely cannot find meaningful work that is aligned with your purpose if you don't fundamentally know who you are. And 2, there's a specific science and art to knowing who you are when it comes to making career decisions. Because when I say know who you are, I'm not talking what's your favorite color, what do you like to do for fun, what do you do in your free time. I mean, yes, those things matter, but they will not tell you what jobs you will find fulfilling and aligned. The 3 specific things that you need to get clarity on to find meaningful work aligned with your purpose are your non-negotiable values, 2, your zone of genius interest areas, and 3, your high power transferable skills. And if you're someone who has found yourself staying in an unfulfilling job for years, you also need to get clarity about the fears and limiting beliefs that have kept you in place for so long so that you can intentionally address them. But having clarity on these 3 key areas will stop you from aimlessly scrolling through job boards, trying to find a job only to give up because you don't actually know how to evaluate any of those jobs for fit. You don't know how to figure out if you actually enjoy this other job that you're looking at. I mean, you've been doing the same thing for years and you haven't had the chance to really explore any other career paths or options to this point. So starting with clarity allows you to develop specific parameters for what fulfilling work looks like for you. So when I work with women in my group coaching program, Find Your Fulfilling Career, we actually call this your ideal career profile. And in week 4 of the program, the women I work with create their ideal career profile after getting clarity on those 3 areas I mentioned earlier. I walk them through that. So if you would like expert guidance in getting clarity about your next career move, just click the link in the description below, schedule your free enrollment call to join us in FYFC. Because once you get clarity, you can then use those parameters to go on an intentional research journey to find your fulfilling career options. The only thing you'll get from aimlessly scrolling LinkedIn and other job boards is overwhelm. Like, there are no answers for you in job boards, at least not without knowledge of what it is you're looking for on those job boards. Like, you know how they say, don't go to the grocery store when you're hungry because you'll buy stuff you don't need. Well, first of all, that is so me. But second, I want you to imagine going to the grocery store to buy ingredients for a meal, but you have no idea what meal you want to cook. And you've only ever cooked one meal before in your life. Let's say lasagna. You've only ever cooked lasagna. And you don't want to make lasagna again because at this point, you know you don't enjoy it anymore. So you go into the store and you start looking around, hoping to randomly find inspiration about your next meal that you will enjoy. There's a high chance that you are walking out of that store with a frozen meal that's likely not one of the good ones, random meal recommendations from people who work at the store but don't know your taste, or a bunch of ingredients that don't make a complete meal because you had no idea what you were looking for. So you end up at home, still hungry, because none of those meals work for you. You couldn't grocery shop efficiently because you didn't know what you wanted to make. You didn't know what you wanted to cook. It's the same for your career. If you don't know who you are, you will have no clue how to determine if a job is aligned or not. And by the way, if you've been told clarity or satisfaction will come from just redoing your resume or trying to get a promotion or journaling, manifestation, working with a life coach, or just asking for a raise, throw those out. Throw them all out. Because those are strategies for very specific career issues, but they are definitely not strategies for getting clarity about what other careers will be aligned with who you are when you've been on one path for years. Taking the time to get this clarity is the proven way to find fulfilling work. I know because it's the path I followed when I was on my unfulfilling path. And I know this because it makes up the foundation for my signature program that I mentioned earlier, Find Your Fulfilling Career, which at this point has helped over 50 women in over 20 industries across 4 continents figure out their next career move. Because you've spent so many years in one career path, you've been doing work that hasn't evolved as you have grown and evolved. So at this point of your career, you need to pause and figure out who you are now, and then take that information and leverage it to find work that is meaningful and aligned with your purpose. If you continue to skip this foundation, you will find yourself looking at jobs on LinkedIn, reading the description, and then asking yourself, what if I hate it just as much? Or how do I know I'll like this even better? And then you either get overwhelmed or afraid, and you choose to just stay in that job that you hate right now. I genuinely don't want you to spend another 5 or 10 years in a job that you have known isn't aligned for the past 5 years. It's time for you to, if I take it back to the grocery list example, it's time for you to be given a grocery list of the exact ingredients you need to make a meal that you know with at least 90% certainty you're actually going to enjoy. And that's exactly what Find Your Fulfilling Career FYFC does for you. I literally take your hand in that program and walk you step by step through getting clarity on those 3 key areas while you build relationships with other women on this journey with you so that you can expand your mind and your horizon to what is possible for you in your career, figure out your top 3 career options, and create your career transition plan. If this sounds like the support you think you need at this stage of your career, I would love to have a conversation with you. Just click the link in the description below to schedule your free enrollment call. And if you're watching this video on Instagram, comment below or slide in my DMs saying I'm interested, or just give me more information and I'll probably ask you some questions to see if this is right for you. And I'll share with you what your next step might need to be.